Hi guys, good afternoon, good evening, sorry. Good evening. I want to share with you parts of my book, I continued writing. Yes, and today I'm at my seaside residence, Brighton. And it's very lovely here. I was even swimming today. That was so lovely. And yeah, so my name is Jasmina Paolacci. I'm writing a book in German and in English. And I want to share with you the English bits. Of course, we're international here, right? And it's a story based in Berlin, mainly. So, and today it's part of chapter 46, Paris. And yes, so I enjoy my journey here writing. It's really improving, and I feel like I think my book will be very, very thick. I wasn't expecting that, so go with the flow, I hear. Yeah. So yeah, and I thank to my teachers and friends who supports me. I was even today to one of my friends in Berlin reading the German bit I will share with you. No, yeah, and yeah, and yeah, it's cool, fun. And I think I would have never expected that it would bring me so much joy, to write. And sometimes, I mean, it's like it's a huge process, and to allow myself to dig deep. And it's still the first round after my handwritten round, which was quite big, to type it. So, yeah. I wasn't even planning to do it like at the same time in English, but it makes more sense for me and it's fun. And like that, I can use that channel here, and which is great. So, yeah. And yeah. Oh, and I got a new present today from one of these Instagram promoters. So thank you for that. Quite lovely. Yeah, you can't see it very well in that light, right? Like maybe I would increase that light. A little bit of cable salad here, right? That's too much, right? Ah! Oh my god! Yeah, I saw a lovely video from Margie. I love that. And yeah, some other people as well. And my news program is Russell Brand News. What can I say? That's cool. I like it. He's also in recovery and stuff, you know what I mean? That's cool though. That's okay. Oh, that's a bit warmer. Let's keep it like that. Less. It's so stormy here, honestly. And the waves were so strong, oh my god. I'm wearing a wetsuit, with gloves and everything. And then the water's really warm. And oh my god, but the waves are so strong. Sometimes I'm really directly near the shore. And sometimes the waves are like over a meter, and then they come above you like, wow, so strong. Oh my god, that's really, really strong now. We have yellow weather warning or yellow rain weather warning, so it's quite massive. Just thinking if I should shut off the other window. I think we're fine, yeah? Oh, you hear the wind, yeah? It's funny. Yeah. And at the moment, honestly, it sounds strange. Oh, I saw the number 444. I hear so much about the numbers, and I read once a book about numbers. They say it's angel numbers. Hey, but this is a bit spooky now. I tell you, if you're near the sea and you have a thunderstorm, That's also something that can be very scary, honestly. Oh, anyway, we're here now. May I share something with you? Yeah, and yeah. So at the moment, night and day, I like to listen to BBC Radio 3. It's very interesting. They have a lot of classical music, but they also it contains jazz music, and then they have very interesting podcasts and kind of events. Like 2 days ago, they had a group of poets. Every one of them had a different native English accent, like American, Scottish, Irish, you name it, Londoner. Really, you could hear that. It's very interesting, and it was really good stuff. And some more in the night, sometimes also more electronic, but also classic music. It's very, 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 very interesting. I'm surprised it just happened by chance. Oh my god, that's so scary here. Oh, we'll be fine. Look, my hair. Okay. Do I look innocent like that? I am. So Paris. Let me share that with you, yeah? So like that you can see me. So chapter 46. So I'm going to Paris via West Germany for a good week. Travel by train, of course. Night train. First, I'm in the 9th arrondissement, the arrondissement, in the Jewish quarter in a youth hostel. I called my aunt, Monique, I changed the name, and asked about my uncle and cousin. She doesn't give me much information, only that as far as I know, my uncle has moved out, and she doesn't even invite me to come visit. So my question is, should I say only that I know my uncle moved out, or only that I know, as far as I know, my uncle has moved out, and she doesn't even invite me to come to visit, or she doesn't even invite me to come visit. The hostel is quite busy. Most people live there and go to work from there. That's very common. In London, they have that too. Because some people live like in Birmingham or somewhere, and then they can't afford to, because they have their families there. But there's much more work in London, and any work. Yeah, there's plenty. And then people sleep in hostels over the week, during the week. Sorry. And then on the weekends they go back home to their families. So yeah, tough. So I make friends with the owner and smoke pot with him and get drunk in his back room. He invites me to his Jewish quarters for lunch. Everything absolutely kosher. I tell him that I also have distant Jewish and Southern Italian and Corsican ancestors. So we go to his no. So we go to this corner shop that at first glance looks like a totally fucked up cheap bistro joint. But in reality, these are often the secret places with high quality food. No tourists come there and all that, and they cook for their own people, like their own hood. It's really like that. In Berlin, they have places like that as well. As for instance, if you there's one little Turkish restaurant chain in Berlin. There's one in Schöneberg, one in Kreuzberg, and of course in Mitte, and I guess Prenzlberg, or maybe also Wedding, because Wedding is for a number of years now very popular. So let's say they have 5. But the Turkish people, they go mainly only there. Because it's not kosher, because they're not Jewish. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it is. So they have a table packed with food and first-class pure whiskey to go with it. Yeah, so there was like normal tables, cheap tables, and it was silver plates and normal wine plates and stuff. Like it was packed with all kind of foods, and on every plate was the same thing. It was never mixed up, So even I want you to have a coffee after, and they think you can't have the milk. You cannot mix it. So it's the first time I've been able to eat something spicy, and this is really hot. But together with the with the let me scroll down with the whiskey, it goes down greatly. Great or greatly? I love the words when you put the L and Y, like Lee. So cute. And the whiskey burns for a short while, but it balances out the spiciness of the food. Yes, indeed. And like yogurt in spicy food. I mean, nowadays I wouldn't use whiskey for sure because I live sober for a number of years now. But I remember that very well. The old fart somehow listens to me really well. And so, but he wants to get into my pants, or let's say it very English, into my knickers. Sooner or later, that's a clear. You. I think I can't say it in English because in German we say that's glass clear, like it's clear. Oh, it's clear like sonnenklar. So I translated it like that's as clear as day. It's funny. Sometimes there are very much similarities. Let's say in German we say, "Oh, du pickst dir nur die Rosinen aus." So Rosinen are raisins, but the same phrase they have in English where they say picking the cherries instead of raisins. So same, but also very different. And as you know, a friend recently told me that a friend, he knows a lot of people, they hate the Germans, they hate the French. And I said, well, that's funny because look, you all love and cherish the royals, but they're very German. They are. It's not a long time ago. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't want to be labeled, but you know what I mean. So that guy listens very well, but it feels so good that he takes care of me and listens and so on. And I tell him the brutal truth about us and all the shit around it. He makes me an offer to move down to Paris. I call my uncle from a payphone outside in the hall. He immediately invites me to come over to his place. I hesitate for a moment, even though he has always been my favorite uncle. But I haven't seen him for a few years, and he has shown very little. i.e., zero interest or made any move in all those years, unless I have somehow drawn attention to myself, meaning calling him or visited. So my uncle no longer lives in the shitty Saint Denis, a district like on the outburst of Paris. I think it's North Paris or something like that. But in the posh Avenue Kléber, right next to l'Arc de Triomphe. I arranged to meet my uncle the next day at lunchtime. We met downstairs in a bistro, in a very posh bistro. The waiter looks at me in a friendly but somehow strange way and asks if I'm one of his models. My uncle shakes his head strangely and so on. Yes, he sits differently than before. No, it feels it. Oh, it sits differently with him. Can I say that it sits differently with him, because I can't say he sits differently than before, and also makes slightly discriminatory remarks about my French vocabulary. I mean, hello, if you don't live there and talk night and day. I feel a bit self-conscious and still hope that the ice will break again and will become a bit more relaxed. Although, oh yeah, that's good. Although, although it was never really very relaxed. Well, in between, especially when I was much younger and so on. My uncle seems a bit arrogant and insists that we speak English, you know. I know he's testing me to see if I can cope. And my cousin has been learning English for a few years at primary school and with a private tutor. I can't stand up to this standard English. I mean, even back in the days I could. And I don't know why. I could have easily gone back to the guy from the hostel and slept with the funny girls in the big room. But I agree and stay with my uncle, who, however, lives in pretty much Paris' most chic address, but as cheaply as possible for about 400 euros in a studio where kitchen and bedroom and living area, let's say a bedside, are in one room. So in other words, he lives in an overpriced spacious attic, and the toilet is in the hallway, and the shower room is also in the hallway for countless other residents. Yo, nice. I guess this way is still a bit more expensive than the people in hostels, right? Because they live on their own, but they have to share the toilet and stuff. But yeah, at the moment I'm in a house share, and one person house share can be okay. Apparently, it's not the best place now, but it was very inexpensive and the beach is down the road. But like sharing a toilet is, I feel, very unpleasant. It's more unpleasant. It's better in a house share you have your ensuite bathroom and you might only share the kitchen unless the housemate is very dirty. So, but I prefer to be on my own and have a guest loo, for instance. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Now, my uncle now also drives a silver Mercedes, but won't tell me exactly what he does. It all seems very dubious to me. Dubious. Apart from that, my uncle is also learning Chinese and has a Chinese girlfriend who comes to visit. Once again, I feel like a fifth wheel, because he's chatting to the girl in Chinese all the time. And yes, that's no fun at all. My relatives are complete buzzkills through and through, I have to say. Yes, I go around the houses by myself during the day, go to cafes and museums and stuff like that, and to my beloved Virgin mega store shop on the Champs-Elysees, and buy music like Cypress Hill, among others. I'm finding it quite depressing with my uncle, to be frank. This could this cold sadness is coming through again. I knew what happened to or what happened to me regarding S and everything to do with it will take a long time for me to deal with. February is definitely not an ideal month to go to Paris, although I do have some nice things happening, like going to a to a salsa night with some people from the hostel. Paul Washkow and Josie and a few others from Berlin, a theater who are working in a theater company, are on tour in Paris. I'm going to see them. My uncle doesn't even want to go there. Washkow is an absolute competitor to S. Yes, the play is good. Le Bleu de la Mer, or something like that. But it sounds good. Le Bleu de la Mer. Let's call it like that. We can still change it. Yeah, and Josie is a lovely person. I met her very often from then on, over the years. However, it's very random. In Berlin, in London, different but similar. But I figured in Berlin, I know a lot of people. But let's say eight, and I had great parties with them and great events, a lot of laughter, and you kind of party bond. But with 80% of them, I've never been privately close. And it was perfectly fine like that. Because I realized, even when I was in the music scene, when I got to know some people, some people you don't want to be too close because they have these shiny personalities, but then you see the issues. So, to say it softly or cautious, because I don't want that anyone else gets hurt. Because I want to be positive. That's my aim. My aim is here to have fun, to encourage myself with continue writing, and because I've 146 pages now, and in English, and yeah, and I might inspire you too. I mean, that's great, and we all go through a lot of things, some more, some less, but during life, shit happens, life happens, and we go through things. But I feel like nowadays, and very hard life lessons, I can tell, I'm breakable. I might be sometimes and have been slowed down, but I learned so much, and I'm still there, and I'm still standing, and especially like living a sober lifestyle is also a thing which helped me so much. And but I don't say that you have to, it happened to me and was good. But even like when I have a lot of stress, and I also have my phases where I was like in dark places, miserable, depressed ish. I just say ish because I was always someone I wanted to move on and learn. So that's why I do yoga and all these things. Even today, at a mixed day, there were some things which had been a nuisance, let's say it like that. But then I did a very great yoga session by myself with nice music. And it was so nurturing, And look, it's Monday and here I am with you. A bit later, I had things to do. But here I am, you know what I mean? And, women have things going on every month for the moon, the new moon. Oh yeah, and we have the big eclipse in a few days coming, the 8th of November. So, yeah, there's a lot going on, you know what I mean? So, Le Bleu de la Mer, the theatre. So Josie is awesome and integrates me. So from there, I mostly hang out with Josie, Krylon, Superstar, and Gabriel Walsh. We go to really cool bars, and when we're drunk, we find some abandoned shopping trolley somewhere in the center of, or near the Seine, this river, which goes through Paris, like the Berliner Spree in Berlin, and the Thames River in London, for instance. And we all sit down in it and just have a lot of fun. I forget this abysmal sadness for a few moments. My stay in Paris is coming to an end. I start my return journey and drive along to the Gare de l'Est and briefly drop on Nora, who now lives in Saarbrücken, next to the French borders. And yeah, so luckily I had Josie's phone number because I met her before leaving to Paris in a bar at the Greenwich, they say in Berlin, but we would say, I'm used to now because I'm in England, Greenwich. And I've been to Greenwich a few days ago. Lovely. When you're in London, go to take the ferry. They have now also Uber ferries, and it doesn't cost much. You can go any spot: London Bridge, Embankment, Westminster Abbey, Westminster Pier, and then you go over to Greenwich. Very lovely. I always love it there. Yeah, and I'm invited, which is great. I will give you the dates. Don't have it. But I'm invited. I met a designer there, and she's organizing a show. So I'm invited to participate with my own clothesline. The links are down below. On that catwalk. So yeah. So I would probably model my own things, which is great. So yeah. And and there you go, so it reminded myself by sharing that to you, like, oh yeah, this is coming up too. How amazing, it's very amazing. And so I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for my friends and new friends and nice neighbors. And yeah, I'm still standing. Oh, and it's also very good. I was really resting over the weekend to charge my batteries, because that's very important too. I had so much laughter because I was watching funny movies from the 80s. No joke. And well, and affirmations are so great. Affirmations are very important, and I can put that aside. Affirmations are so important, So there's a new one. My favorite. God hired me. Who's gonna fire me? Say, God hired you. Who's gonna fire you? Exactly. No one. And, we can't please everyone. And there are haters. But I learned. And it would have been lovely if I would have known that before. I learned, for instance, when people are jealous of you, the truth is, one of the facts is they admire you. You inspire them. So keep going. It's fine. Be just, honest to yourself. Who's gonna fire you if God hired you? Exactly. Oh, do you want to hear something? Let me have a look. Let's ask Frank, the oracle. Just a sec. Just a second. Oops. What do you want to hear? I have here. English ones, right? Oops. Even more here. Just a sec. I'm with you shortly. Our happiness mantras, let's have a look. Our life purpose oracle cards. Let's have a look just for fun, yeah? Oh, hi! How are you? Yeah, wow. You can see what I was reading with you. So, life purpose cards, yeah? Oh, my necklace. They look like that. Ask Frankie the oracle. Ashay, Frankie, 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 Frankie. I should call him. Let's say. This way I send the link. He might be back. Where is he? Ah, here. So Frankie, ask Frankie the oracle card. Ooh. And then Frankie, tell us. Spill the tea, Frankie. Ooh. Frankie, the oracle card reader. Frankie, the oracle. Frankie is the oracle. He knows everything. Oops. You can see. Time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. That's a message from Frankie. And Frankie, the oracle, says too, you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Ooh, Frankie, that's so lovely. I love you. Frankie, I love it. Oh my gosh, if he would hear that now, he would fall down right away backwards from the chair. Let's see. No, it's not. But I love him. I mean, he's very special. So, Frankie also says, your soul longs to express itself creatively. Ooh, Frankie. And here, mantras. You also can call mantras affirmations, by the way. Let's have a look. Never opened them. I'm buying sometimes, but they're not available everywhere. But sometimes, So I'm not buying much magazines, only special magazines, and but they're spiritual because I love when it's positive. A savage? What do you mean by that? You have to explain that. Oh, here, mantra. I choose to chase my dreams and to become my best self from this moment onwards. Right. That's nice, no? And oh, that's a good message. I choose to explore the beauty of Mother Earth whenever I get the chance. Right? Oh, why can't you see it? You see it. Ah, yeah. Meaning, when you walk outside your house and maybe you walk a bit more slowly and look around, you can see things you haven't maybe seen before, or the flowers from neighbors. No, it's not Frankie. Frankie is Oracle. It's his spirit. He's very strong. It's a very special being. But it's true. I've seen a lot of people who do very weird things indeed when Frankie said so and so, for sure. Mm. Oh, that's good. I choose. Hi, kitty cat. I choose to honor my higher self and bring abundance into my life always. Nice. So these are affirmations. You can also call them mantra. This is my goddess, my oracle cat, like the good mood cat, the reader. Mwah. She's so lovely. Puppy. I would love to have a dog. And guess how I would name the dog? Any idea? I tell you, Kitty. Ah, no, that's very rude. Why, Lumpy? Why? Why do you say that? Hmm? Anyway, oh, one more. Oh, that's nice. I choose to love myself and appreciate my inner beauty. I cherish my mind, body, and soul. This is nice. So, if you work with affirmations, anyone can also be a simple one, like God hired me, who's going to fire me? Oh, I love that. Oh, today's the most happiest day of my life. I'm a money magnet, and all these kind of things. It works wonders. It's really great. I love that. So anyway, okay, meme apple and your deck lumpy. I greet you. Greetings. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so have a lovely evening, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. You help me with that to support my channel and also to change the algorithm of YouTube. So thank you. And you also can check on my Instagram and my shops. My website is a shop as well. And all the links are down below. I'm also on TikTok, which is quite fun. TikTok, I have to say, very funny. It's very funny, but also informative. And yeah, so now I have to stop because I have to watch the news, like what's the brand news. I haven't watched them yet, so good night.